Hey everyone, this is Crystal, and today I thought I would share a process video of a week in my daily journal. So today is Wednesday the 11th, I think, is it? Yes, the 11th. And I have not touched my February journal at all. I've been super sick and trying to catch up on work stuff from being sick, and I just haven't gotten to it. But I have about an hour and a half this morning, so I thought I would sit down and try and fill out that first week. I am doing a weekly spread for the beginning of February, so that shouldn't take too terribly long. And I have my little selection of supplies for this month all set out here in this little bin. That's what I'm going to try and do. And I think I'm going to try to talk through it as I do it, which is not something I normally do. And that may work or it may not. So if all of a sudden this turns to voiceover, you know, it didn't work out for me. But either way, we're gonna work on it together and we're gonna get that week finished. So let's get started. I'm gonna set this off to the side and pull out the pages from the week I'm working on. I don't work in this binder. I love having a binder that I can pull the pages out of and work on them separately. It just makes it so much easier. So we're gonna just take these two pages, and you can see, I don't know what happened with my printer, but this one printed so much lighter, and I printed them at the same time. So not entirely sure what happened, but we're just gonna go with it. It is what it is. It's not about these pages, right? It's about what I put on them. I'm gonna set this aside. Okay, so generally I like to start by stamping out my days of the week. So because this is now a week or more in the past, I don't have a great memory, like to remember all the specifics of each and every day. So what I do before I sit down to work on these pages, I go through my calendar or my planner, which is just a really functional, it's not even an expensive planner. It's just a cheap, like 18-month planner that I bought from Target or Walmart or someplace like that. I don't even remember. And I'm not going to even show it to you because I don't really like it. It just is what I have, and it works for what I need it to work for. So I look at that. That's kind of where I keep track of work, things that I'm doing, and things that we have going on in our lives. And then I also use the Day One app. And I used to be really good about actually journaling in the Day One app every day, but I haven't done that in so long. However, it still tells me all the places I've been. So it's connected to my GPS. And it tells me any photos that I took that day. So I can make note of photos that I might want to include in my journal, or sometimes photos remind me of the things I had done that day. And then, it also shows me my digital calendar, which is a shared calendar, like a family calendar. So it'll show me events on that. So it gives me an overview of what might have taken place on each of those days. So I always refer to that first and kind of make note of the things that I want to capture in my journal if I'm working behind, right? Okay, so I have this stamp set from Citrus Twistkits in my little kit. This is what I'm going to use for the day numbers, and I had planned to use these to mark the days as well, even though it already says it. I thought it would just be fun, and I don't get to use this stamp set that often, so I thought I would go ahead and do that. And I have my inks for the month. What I didn't grab is my stamp blocks and stamp chamois. So I'm going to go grab that here. Okay, I keep my stamp chamois in this little 4x6 container. You can see it's totally dry. And I'm not even going to get up and take it to the sink. I'm just going to spray it, and this will work. This will work for right now. Okay, set this off to the side. Just going to decide which of these I want to use. And I think to go with this font, I'm going to use this bottom set here. And I think I will keep all the numbers the same color. So let's pick a color. I am feeling this tea berry, so let's go with that. Okay. I like to stamp out zeros in front of the numbers. I don't know why. I just like the way that looks instead of just having a single number there. It takes up a bit more space. Looks, I don't know, maybe a little bit more finished or formal, though my journal is definitely not formal, so that's probably not the word I'm looking for. I think all of these are single digit days. You can see I'm not even super careful when I stamp. Like, this is literally just a journal for me. So this is not something that's like going to be shown to a whole lot of people. So if the stamping isn't perfect, like, oh well, it is what it is. Works for me, good enough for me. Okay. So these are definitely large numbers. You can see they kind of barely fit. Oh, what am I doing? This is why I don't talk while I record. This is why I do voiceovers, because if I'm talking, I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing, and I almost misstamp things. Anyway, this stamp set, these numbers are big for these pages, and I definitely could use a smaller set, but I kind of like how graphic that looks. And I do like that they overlap sometimes. I think that's a cool look as well. Not straight, again, don't super care. Yeah, so I could use a smaller set, but I like how big these are. I like how they look on these weekly spreads. And of course, this weekly spread, my pages are 8.5 by 11. They are US letter size. So they're bigger even than like the biggest size that Hemlock and Oak sells, which is Happy Planner, the classic Happy Planner size. This is even bigger than that because they're just the printable sheets. And I kind of like how big they are, to be honest. I think they're super fun to work with, and they're super easy, right? I don't have to buy special supplies to store them in or to print them on, excuse me, or anything like that. It just makes it super convenient and prevents any kind of like blocker for me, right? Like if I can find an excuse not to do something, I will. So this kind of removes a lot of the excuses. Okay, so now I need to decide if I want to stamp the days of the week in that same color or switch it up. And I think I'm gonna switch it up. That's a lot of that one color on the page already. I store my stamps in these sleeves from Avery Elle, I think that is the name of the brand. I have them right here, yeah, Avery Elle, which they don't make anymore, so you can't get them. You might still be able to find them online somewhere, but they did stop making them. There are lots of, sorry, that was very loud. There are lots of stamp plastic sleeves that you can use. This is just, I've been using these for, I don't know, over a decade. So that's what I use. And I have a bunch of extras. So hopefully I'll have enough to last me at least a little while. Okay, what color? I'm thinking maybe Pacific. Or I could do the days in a different color each. I kind of like that idea. Let's see. I think I'll have to repeat one color or use one of the neutrals, but that's fine. I'll use my larger stamp block here. Oh, except I won't want to use that one. So that gives me 5, or I could add in both neutrals. I don't really want to use the neutrals. I could think I can repeat a couple of these. Okay, we're just gonna go for it. Oh, that one's on there. Okay. I think I could have gotten that closer to the number. not super happy with. This is so stiff. That's what happens when you don't think ahead and don't get your supplies ready before you start filming. Yeah, I feel like I could have gotten that closer to the number, but now that I've done one, do I need to keep them all in the same line, or can I move this up? I think I'm going to move it up, and I think I am going to switch colors. And I'm thinking now that Wednesday is way longer than the others. Obviously, it's a longer word. And I'm wondering if it's gonna fit. I don't really, oh yeah, it'll fit. Also, I don't really care if things overlap. These lines are here as guides, not rules. So if, oh gosh, that is juicy. If they go past the lines, like, oh well, not a huge deal. Ooh, that's so pretty. I love that color. Okay, I am gonna have to clean all of these better when I actually get my stamp block or my stamp chamois wet again. Okay, Thursday. Let's go purple. What is this? Regal Kiss. Okay. And Friday. Okay. Okay, now, do I want to just repeat in order, or do I want to pick and choose? And I think I'm gonna do this one for Saturday. And oh yeah, that is making such a mess. Okay, that's okay. We'll clean it off later. Sunday. Let's just keep it in order and do this Peach Fuzz. So I bought a new microphone for these videos and I totally forgot before I started filming. So I'm not using it. So, oops, that's my bad. I always worry that using just my phone audio or my phone microphone makes it so that you can hear all of the house noise, which there is always a lot of. So yeah, sorry if you can hear other things. I will remember to set up that mic in the future. That would be nice. You know, you buy things, you should actually use them. Okay, so let's set up our sidebar next. So my plan here, I need to get to the actual supplies. I've got everything in this bin, but the supplies are at the bottom. Okay, so you can see I have not even touched any of this. So I think what I'm gonna do, I have an idea of what each day is gonna take, or what the, I don't know, events for the day are, I guess. So I think I'm just gonna look through here and see what is gonna work, just to give me a starting spot, a starting point. So for instance, let's see. So because I was sick, I think the home will work really well. You know, so much of this is Valentine's themed, and obviously we're not to Valentine's Day yet. And then I was working, so I think a couple of those will work well for this. And then when I was sick, I did, you know, I did some reading, and I did watch a lot of TV, as one does when they're laying in bed feeling miserable. definitely not any wine or candy happening this week. So, okay, here's what we're going to do. I am going to cut a few of these out, and then I will be right back and I'll show you what my plan is. Okay, so I've cut out a few things I thought I would use and laid them out kind of where they might go. And you can see they are very large for this weekly spread. So all of the cats are from Cat Collage Club. And when you subscribe, you get both ready to print sheets and PNGs. And this month I just printed the ready to print sheets because I thought, oh, I'll use most of those stickers on these sheets. I'll just print them as is. But it didn't occur to me how much bigger they would be than when I normally take them into Photoshop and resize the PNGs and print the ones that I want for myself. So yeah, lesson learned. These will be great on like a full page spread, but in the weekly, they are taking up a lot of space. But you know what? We're going to go with it. We are just going to make it work. And I think I want to move this one over here somewhere. Like I said, I don't really care about the columns as long as things are sort of generally in the area that I'm referencing or that I'm, talking about the day that things happened, whatever. Not super concerned that things like overlap columns. Okay, so I have this kind of laid out. These are nothing is stuck down yet. I can still move things around. To balance this out, I thought I would bring in an alpha that is a bit smaller. So this is a super old, if anybody remembers when American Crafts and all of their collections always had these, like, what are they, 4x4 stamp sets? And I used to have a ton of them, and I got rid of almost all of them. This one I kept because I love this alpha. I love the size of it. I have like 2 other sets that are kind of in that same sort of handwriting font, but they're much larger. They're, probably an inch tall each, and these are just a great smaller size. So I'm sure you can't find this anywhere, but I love this stamp set for smaller alphas. So I thought I would sneak some more stamping in here in a few places to kind of make sense of what I have going on. So I grabbed that for that. I also grabbed a couple of other stamps. I'm not sure if I'm going to use these or not. I have my new, to me, waffle flower stamp. I did some YouTube work Thursday and Friday, so I thought I could use that and make note of that. And then, oh, look at this. I told you in a previous video that I had a cautionary tale to tell about stamps and organization, and this is an example of that. We're not going to get into that today. It's a long story, but yeah, it's a doozy. So anyway, on this random sheet are a bunch of things like oof and well crap, and because I was sick this week, I thought some of those would work. And then I have this stamp from Paper Person Shop, also it's called Tough Day, just about things not going great. So I grabbed those, thought if I needed some extra stamping I could use some of those. And then of course I also have the extras that I pulled together for this. I don't know that we're gonna have much room for adding more embellishments than what we already have here. So if we need to, we'll go through this, but for now, I think I'm just gonna kind of get started and take it from there. So for my sidebar, it's labeled like focus, intentions, and to do, and I don't usually pay too much attention to that. I just kind of, I usually use like 2 decorative elements and then some sort of journaling spot or label to label the week. And even though I don't do weekly spreads every week, right? Like I do daily spreads a lot. Having a week number kind of interspersed throughout my journal helps me. Just, I don't know. I think so many years of doing Project Life and labeling every week has made it so that I really like to see the week number every now and then. So I include that And I'm just going to put this right over the top of those words. These are from my attached kit. These are just kind of decorative for this. I thought they would work well with the other things I have going on here. Just filling in space, really. And then this label is also from my attached kit, and this is where I'm going to label the week, add the week number, and I will stamp that here in a minute, but for now I just want to get some of this stuck down. So Monday was a work day for me. I was not fully sick yet. I think I was feeling a bit tired, like maybe something was coming on, but not tired enough not to work. Oh, and yeah, that's okay. I'm just gonna, this sticker paper is so forgiving. Like even if you get a little air bubble in there, you can usually just kind of rub it down and it'll disappear. I love that because I'm constantly sticking things down in the wrong spot or where I didn't actually mean to. Okay, so anyway, Monday was a work day. I worked from home this day, so I'll just talk about that. And then I wanted to use this to talk about how we had to bring in our outdoor plants. So I live in Florida. Of course, it's generally like warm and nice even in February, but our temperatures actually got below freezing, and that's the first time that's ever happened while we've been in Florida, even when we were just spending winters here for several years before we moved. So yeah, that's worth noting. Our plants had to come inside. We had to actually lock them in our bathroom because our cat kept trying to eat them. So that was fun. It was a very tropical bathroom for a week or so. Okay, so Tuesday was the day I started to feel sick, but I still managed to get some work done, still managed to get some things taken care of, but Wednesday I was pretty much down for the count. So I'm going to use this cozy and this little sleeping kitty sticker to note that, and then I will journal. I did actually do a few things for work on Wednesday, but mostly I was resting. And then I thought it would be fun to note that my partner was taking such good care of me during this time. So where did that alpha go? Okay. So I grabbed this sweet from my attached kit, and I love these kind of sketchy, wonky hearts in the kit. I thought I would just kind of make note of the fact that he was taking such good care of me while I wasn't feeling well. And I'm not sure if I want to include it here or on Saturday. Saturday was the worst day of my illness. So I think I might include it there. He had to pretty much do everything for me on Saturday. Saturday was awful. And it's so funny because I was feeling so much better on Friday. We even went out for dinner on Friday, like nothing fancy, but yeah, I was feeling well enough to leave the house. And then Saturday I just took a dive. So maybe I overdid it on Friday. I don't know, but Saturday was awful. Okay, so I wanted to make note of the fact that I finally got a coffee, because of course I wasn't drinking coffee when I was sick. But Friday I finally had a coffee again, and it was so nice. So nice. Okay, I think maybe, I love that you can overlap these clear stickers and still see everything behind it. One of the reasons I love printing on that clear sticker paper. Okay, so I think I'm gonna move this down a little bit so that it's not all bunched up together. And then I thought I would make note of the fact that I was actually drinking tea. I was sick enough that I was staying away from coffee most of the week, except for that Friday cup I fully enjoyed. And I'm not a big tea drinker. So yeah, it's worth noting. And also I have so many tea related supplies that when I actually do drink tea, I should use them. I should make note of it and use those supplies. So think we'll just do that for Thursday. And then, yeah, so for Saturday and Sunday, I was pretty much down for the count. So I think this will work for both of those. We're just gonna kind of go across both days there. And then I'm gonna move that sweet sticker over here. And the hearts. And I'm just gonna stamp out so before sweet. So it says so sweet. And then, okay, so I think what I need to do is fill in the stamping that I want to add here and see how much space we have, and then maybe go through the extras if I feel like there's a lot left to, a lot of space left to fill in. Okay, so I know I want to add the word so here, and I think I'm going to do it in Pacific to match, yeah, to match those hearts. These are the Stamp Market little cubes. Oh, I should do the O first. They're really like, they clasp really tightly compared to the Pink Fresh ones. Like the Pink Fresh ones, the lids kind of fall off fairly often, but these are kind of almost hard to get off. Oh, I did not do a great job. Okay, I think we're gonna call that good for that one. I did not do a great job. Part of the problem with talking and stamping, I really should not try to multitask, but here I am. Okay. And then trying to decide if I want to add something before cozy, like, I'm not sure. But I want to say it's freezing here, so I'm going to use these alphas for that as well. What color do I want to use? I think, I think I'm going to use aquamarine. Yeah, freezing here, like literally freezing. And then I'll talk about having to bring the plants in, which is not something that we bargained for when we moved here. We were trying to get away from the cold, but things happen. So I'm just gonna, this one doesn't have, it has a semicolon, but not a apostrophe. So I'm just gonna partially ink the semicolon to get the apostrophe. And freezing. Okay, so the other thing about these little sets, so this is, I don't know, how, like maybe, how old would that be? Probably 2012. It probably has a copyright date on it, right? Oh. Ooh. Oh, 2017. I was way off. 2017. Yeah, that's like almost a decade ago. So the quality of these stamps is definitely not as good as the stamps that you generally buy today. They're much more kind of, I don't know, flimsy, like they're softer. And so I feel like you don't get as crisp of an impression with these sometimes as the newer ones. But, you know, that's okay. I'm not going for perfection here. So it's fine to me that they aren't as crisp as maybe some other stamps would be. I really like the font. It feels almost handwritten. It feels very, you know, informal. It feels very appropriate for a journal like this. And the size is really perfect for filling in these little titles like this. So yeah, I keep talking about this stamp knowing that it's not available anymore, so sorry. But there are lots of other smaller alphas out there. So a plug for those, because it really is nice to have a variety of sizes of alphas to work with. Okay, is there any other stamping I want to do? Is there any place I need to fill in? I'm thinking maybe one of these, I don't know. I use the This Really Sucks stamp fairly often. So maybe I try doing something else. Like I'm thinking maybe oof. Yeah. Okay, so this oof is from a Feed Your Craft stamp set. I think it was Chin Up. This is a combination of Chin Up and Head High. Yeah, like I said, it's a long story. Maybe I'll just give you the, I don't know if you can hear that. There is some crazy construction happening around us, and it is shaking the entire house. Okay, we're gonna try that. At one point, I decided it would be a good idea to go through all of my stamp sets and pull off only the ones I thought I would use and reorganize them by topic. Yeah. Long story short, it was not a good idea, and I regret it thoroughly. And of course, instead of like trying it and seeing if it works and, you know, giving myself the opportunity to go back to the full stamp sets later on, no, of course I got rid of them. I pulled off the ones I wanted and literally threw the rest away. So yeah, I couldn't even like go back and put them all back together. Lesson learned. Don't be like me. Yeah, not very happy with myself. That was probably 5 years ago. And well, maybe 4 years ago that I did that. And I am still kicking myself for it. Thoroughly regret it. Okay. So I guess I should be happy that I have what I have. So many of these random. Did I put it in there backwards? I can't even read it. These random collections of stamps from random kits. Some of them I don't even remember where they're from, which is not good. But yeah, I guess it is what it is. Okay, so are we done with stamping? I feel like we're done with stamping. I'm gonna set these aside. I need to clean all of those better later on. Do I want to? No, I don't think I'm gonna add my little, oh, maybe I will. Maybe I haven't used this yet, so I kind of want to use it. I think even though I have a lot in this cluster over here already, I'm going to add a little YouTube. And I have not used these yet. So normally I take a little white eraser and rub on the stamp to get rid of that residue from production, and it helps the ink stick to it and you get a better stamp. I don't know where my eraser is, so I'm just going to use, you can use the back of your hand, you can use your fingers. I like an eraser. It tends to work well for me. I think I'm just going to do a little right there. In what color? Let's do Tea Berry. I really like this color. I have always kind of shied away from purple and lavenders. They have never been my favorite. In fact, I like literally avoid them. But this color, I don't know. It's really, maybe it's because it's on the pink side. It's a purpley pink. I just really like it. It's really speaking to me these days. You can see, obviously, I put it in my kit, which if I put it in my kit, it means I must want to use it. Okay. All right, we're going to set those aside. Oh, we didn't add our week number. So we need to do that. Let's go ahead and get that done before I forget again. So I'm going to grab this little alpha again. What week are we? That would be good to know what week we're actually in. Let me see. So, oh, and I didn't even finish. I didn't put the week number here. So this would be 5. So this one is 6, week 6. I should probably go back and stamp that week number in the previous week's spread. Okay, I'm going to use this to stamp out week. And I wonder if I have enough room. I think I can fit it across, and then I'll put the number big using this same stamp set that I used for these numbers. I think that's what we're going to do. I feel like this is going to be super boring for all of you to watch. I don't know. I hope you're getting something from it. And if you actually would prefer to see, sped up videos with a voiceover, let me know. I feel like those are so much easier for me to do. I never know what to say when I'm talking live like this. And I feel like I'm just being a blundering idiot most of the time. Yeah. So if you would prefer that, that's great. Let me know. That's what I'll do. But I thought I would try something new. Let's see how this goes. Okay, what did I say? Week 6, I think. Do I want to use the same? Yeah, I don't want to mix up another number. I think that'll fit nicely right there. Do I want to use the same color though? That's kind of boring. But there's a lot of color here already. Okay, I think what I'm actually going to do is do week 06 in this soft brown and make them overlap, just like I did with the days. Did not get that on there straight. Okay. And then I'm going to go away and do my journaling, and then I will come back and finish this page with any other embellishments or any other, I don't know. We'll just fill in all the spaces that are left after I add my journaling. So I'm going to go journal and be right back. Okay, so this is where we are after the journaling. I use this Uni Jetstream pen for journaling because it will write on the clear sticker paper. So some of these places where, well, I messed up there, but generally it will let me write over the top of the clear sticker paper without smudging. So that was a tip I got from Julie, of course, Julie of Plan to Create, a long time ago. So yeah, that's what I use for my journaling. I also really like that it's a very fine tip, and that's generally what I like to write with. Okay, so this is where we are. There are a couple gaps that I would like to fill in with something. I'm not sure what yet. And then I've got some blank spaces as well that I figure I'll just add some kind of more decorative things. And I may add some washi tape at the bottom. But unfortunately, I am out of time. My hour and a half is up. And yeah, I need to get to work. So I am going to come back and finish this later, and I will share some still photos of what the finished pages look like at the end of this video. So thank you so much for following along with this process, and please let me know whether you'd rather just see some sped up version of this with a voiceover or no voiceover. Either one is fine. This, I know, just, it feels super awkward for me. I don't know if it feels awkward for you. So let me know. And yeah, hopefully we can do some more of these in the future. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you back here soon.